Hey everybody, David here, and today I'm going to be talking about Masters of the Universe Revelation, which is a new show that's on Netflix, which is a sequel to the original He-Man and the Masters of the Universe back in 1983 to 1985, ran for 2 seasons, over 100 episodes, and I was a huge fan of that show when I was a kid. With adult eyes, I think there's some elements that are still cool about it, but for the most part, it hasn't aged as well as I hoped. But for whatever it is, I was curious about this show, especially when Kevin Smith got involved. I was curious. Oh wow! So what direction is He-Man gonna start smoking pot or something? And like we're gonna get He-Man and Teela and the gang all swearing and stuff. But no, it did not turn out to be that way. It turned out to be something I thought really faithful and really mature for the older fans, but at the same time something that the older fans can enjoy with their kids. And that's what I actually thought was really great about this show. I thought this show was actually really well written, and I really thought the animation looked really cool. I thought it looked cool from the trailers as well, but it really has that like Invincible or DC animated stuff type of animation that I really enjoyed, like Justice League Unlimited kind of stuff. I guess the most Invincible is the best show to in terms of animation to compare it to, because I thought that show had really good animation for the type of animation that it was. Obviously more lower budget than a Disney or Pixar animated film, but for 2D hand-drawn animation, I thought it was really cool. I really do love the voice cast in this show. Chris Wood does the voice of He-Man and Prince Adam. Sarah Michelle Gellar does the voice of Teela. Lena Headey does the voice of Evil-Lyn. And Mark Hamill does the voice of Skeletor. And I gotta say, Mark Hamill is a fantastic Skeletor. I knew he was going to be great when he was casted, because he does that really, even as the Joker. It's very similar to his Joker voice, but like without the laughter part. So it makes Skeletor, in my opinion, a little bit more threatening. Joker is threatening in a very psychotic way. He's less psychotic. He's more threatening, and threatening. We'll keep it at that. I really did love the performance that Mark Hamill was giving, as well as you got a Lena Headey as Evil-Lyn as well. Evil-Lyn, I don't even remember. I know she was in the original cartoon. I just, as a character, I don't remember too much. But I think she does it like it's Cersei, right? But there's a different side of Evil-Lyn that you see with a lot of the characters. You see different sides of them that you never saw in the original cartoon. I also have to give a shout out to Liam Cunningham, who does the voice of Duncan, Man at Arms. I think he's doing a terrific job in this show. At first, I thought it was Liam Neeson, and then I searched it up. I said, I don't remember Liam Neeson getting casted in this show. And then it was Liam Cunningham. So different Liam. This one was from Game of Thrones as well. And I remember him from Game of Thrones. So yeah, he's doing a fantastic. All the cast is doing a fantastic job on this show. Something that a lot of people are complaining about is that the focus of this show, and this is spoilers, I guess. Not really. I don't think. Well, okay, whatever. Teela is the main focus of this show, and not He-Man. And yeah, you know what? I'm going to agree with that. But to me, that doesn't make the show bad. I think the show is telling a really cool, compelling story to watch with this, and there are a lot of people out there apparently complaining about this, that, oh, they made it about Teela and not about He-Man. Well, it's still about He-Man in essence. But yes, it's about how He-Man's secret and all these secrets that everybody has kept from her, how that all affects her in this sense and drives her away from doing all. I really think the story is great, and they're telling a really cool one here that I think is giving us some really interesting twists and turns along the way of the story. And I'm liking seeing how the breakup between the gang in many ways is affecting all of them, you know, and not just Tila, but Orko and Man at Arms and the Sorceress and even the villains. We see how that, because spoiler alert, this is going to be spoiler review. Skeletor and He-Man die right in the first episode, and I'm like, wait, what? The first episode, which is fantastic, by the way, and then getting to see the journey that they're going on to possibly bring back He-Man, and when they do bring him back, there's again another twist in episode 5, which I'm like, what is going on, man? This show is like Game of Thrones. Maybe not quite Game of Thrones, but almost. My brother even turned to me at one point and said, man, they killed a lot of characters so far in these 5 episodes. I'm like, I know, right? So maybe it is a little bit like Game of Thrones in some ways. Yeah, I think it's great the way it's all written, the way the voice acting is, everything about I'm enjoying it. And as soon as episode 5 ended, I was saying to myself, like, where are the next 5 episodes? When are we going to get them? I know Kevin Smith tweeted something today that, hey, we're wrapping up episode 10 now, and we're just finishing up editing on episode 8, so they're going to be here. So, like, I need them now, Kevin Smith. Get these episodes out ASAP. So, yeah, guys, look, I am going to recommend, I'm scared to recommend this, because if you are somebody that is all about like, I hate woke people and stuff like that, like well, okay, well, I can't help you then. But I don't think the show is woke. I just think they're telling a really good story, and I think some people need to stop with this woke business and just watch things for what they are, if they're telling a good story or not. Look, is He-Man the main character? I'm going to say he's still pretty important. And guys, we still have 5 more episodes left. So it's like, we don't know in what way He-Man is going to play. Yes, he was killed off for a good amount of time, but he's by the end of the 5th episode, I still think there's something there that they could tell us that could give us a little bit of hope for He-Man. So look, I wouldn't stress just yet on the character of He-Man and how he's going to factor in to this show, because I think he is still going to play a key role for the last 5 episodes. But look, the first 5 episodes I think are great. And look, this whole Tila thing, I think Masters of the Universe Revelation, the revelation part is something that is teasing something, and they kind of teased it in the first episode, and I think in the 5th episode too. Tila is there's a reason I think they're focusing on Tila, and Kevin Smith said you'll never see Tila holding the power sword. He's saying that for a reason. In the original cartoon, if you go back, there were teases that Tila is the daughter of the sorceress. Man at Arms and the sorceress probably got together at some point and, you know, had a child together, maybe. Either way, I think they are setting up Tila for something big, but it's not to become the next He-Man. I think He-Man is going to stick around, but I think Tila, this might be a spoiler for things to come, so take this with a grain of salt. I don't know anything. I'm just going out with a theory. I think Tila is going to become the next sorceress. I think that's what they're setting up for us right now. I could be wrong. Maybe Tila dies. Maybe Tila becomes She-Ra. Who knows? That's actually a nitpick I have about the show, by the way. So let me get right into it. If there's one thing I'm disappointed with in this show, is that they're ignoring She-Ra. Which is weird, because in one of the episodes they do mention the Horde, and if you know She-Ra, the Hordak and his Horde was the villains of that show. And you'd have to think, like, how's Etheria doing at that point. That was the planet that She-Ra was on. It's like the cousin planet to Etheria. And She-Ra was like He-Man's sister. And He-Man dies, and did somebody go to Etheria and let She-Ra know, hey, your brother's dead. You gonna come to the funeral or what? Unless Kevin Smith surprises us, and in one of the final episodes, She-Ra comes and teams up and helps out with what's going on, because she doesn't have the sword of Grayskull. She has it's a sword also, but it's like called a sword of something else. I think it's part of Grayskull as well. She says for the honor of Grayskull, while He-Man always said for the power of Grayskull. So look, I didn't watch the new She-Ra cartoon, and I don't know if that factors into it. Maybe they couldn't use She-Ra because of that other She-Ra cartoon that's on Netflix, which I didn't get into. But look, I look. Continuity's sake, He-Man was connected to that She-Ra series. All the same voice actors transferred over to that series, and She-Ra was pretty popular too. I remember, maybe not as popular as He-Man, but I mean, it lasted 2 seasons also. So I don't know. Overall, I think this is a really great season. I would give it an 8.5 out of 10 for the first 5 episodes. I thought I had a great time. I love the story that they're telling, and I can't wait to see how it's all going to unravel in the next 5 episodes, the last 5 episodes, because from my understanding, this is a one and done season. And you know what, Kevin Smith, I think what he promised, that this was going to be like the final season in the original He-Man series. I think he's doing it really well, and I think fans should really be more open-minded to what Kevin Smith is doing. But hey, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. But don't hate on me because I enjoyed it. And don't hate on anybody else for enjoying it. Let's have a peaceful thing here. If you hated it, that's cool. Me, I happen to enjoy what I'm seeing so far, and I can't wait for the rest. With that being said, I hope you guys comment below. I do want to plug in my Patreon supporters. These are the people that have helped supported my channel, and by donating a monthly subscription fee. Right now there's a $5 tier and a $10 tier. The $10 tier right now is just there for generosity. If you can give me a little bit more, that would be great. But if you can't, I totally understand. Even if you can't give me a $5 tier, sign up for that. Whatever, you guys can do what you can do. If you can't donate, at least watch this video, share the video, like the video. That also helps this channel and will help me grow, which is what I want to do. I want to grow this channel and try to get better and better as I go on. So I got to thank my Patreon supporters for being there for me. Thank you very much. Your support, especially during this time, you know what I mean, is very much appreciated. So thank you. With that being said, I am going to be signing off. And until next time, everybody, it's been a tough week. I'm going to say that. Not with the internet, with other things. If you follow my channel, you already know the deal with me right now. So thank you for the support, and I really appreciate it, guys. With that being said, I am signing off. Until next time, everybody, take care.